Hi children, good morning. Today is Thursday and on Thursdays we do exercises of practical life. Today I am going to be introducing you to a new and very interesting activity. Are you ready to watch? Okay, it is called cutting with the scissors. I know this scissors at home mommy and daddy doesn't give to you, right? But at school it is there available in the shelf, is it not? Okay, now I am going to instruct mommy and daddy to help you with this material. Okay, but you have to make a promise that you will do cutting only of the paper that is given to you, but you will not cut anything else. Kurungu panakudadu. You should not be cutting any other paper or cloth. No. It may be very important. Adu spoil pannitengena it will be very upsetting for the parents. அப்போ நீங்கள் என்ன பண்ணணும், உங்களுக்கு கொடுக்கப்பட்டிருக்கிற அந்த பேப்பர் மட்டும்தான் நீங்கள் கட் பண்ணணும். பண்ணுவீங்களா? If you are ready to do like that, if you are obedient and good children, and then I am very sure mommy and daddy will give it to you. If you are going to be naughty, they are not going to give it to you. I know at school you are not naughty, you are all very good children. That's why it is always there at school. But at home I know you are a bit naughty. Okay, so the first thing I'll tell parents now, the instruction is we always use a blunt scissor. If you see that the edges are always blunt so that they don't hurt themselves when they are picking up or they are moving around with it. So it will be a blunt scissor. Okay, you see it has a very blunt edge. There is another scissor which says that it is good for children. It is a plastic one. Somehow I am not able to cut with that, and children also are losing their patience when they are not able to cut with that. I myself am not able to cut, so you can avoid that plastic scissor. It is quite expensive also, but somehow it is not working out. You can try it yourself. If it is not coming for you, definitely you cannot give it to the child. Now this is a regular scissor, only thing is it has a blunt edge. Okay. Now I am going to show you how to work with this. For this, the child, you will have to bring the tray and a cup for collecting waste, one scissor and one paper. Just one. You bring this to your mat. Observe the paper. You see a red line here? This is the place for you to hold. Okay? This place. This is the place where you will hold. And you are going to cut along these thick blue lines. Do not go beyond the red line. Once you reach the red line, stop. You will not go beyond it. If you go beyond it, you might go cutting your fingers. You want to cut your fingers? No, right? So you will only hold it till here, and then when the red line comes, stop. Watch how I am going to do with this. I am going to put my finger into this, 2 or 3 fingers into this bigger opening, and my thumb into this thing. Okay, see that? Open, close, open, close. Okay, now see what I am going to do. See, I am holding much beyond the red line. Your finger must not go beyond the red line. Now hold it here and cut along this blue line. Cut. That's all. You are not going to cut this. Now that you have finished cutting, you have to go throw this in the dustbin. Okay, so you will take it along with the cup in your hand and you will go throw it into the dustbin. Make sure that the paper falls into the dustbin and not around it. Okay, no littering the place. எல்லாமே வந்து டஸ்ட்பின் உள்ளே தான் இருக்கணும், வெளியில் வரக்கூடாது. சரியா? Now, dear parents, we allow the child to do this cutting because this activity they love a lot. So they might go beyond cutting 2 or 3, but every time we insist that they take only one. So they take one, they finish the cutting. If they want, they can come and take another one. And maybe after they have cut 2 or 3, we will ask them to go to the next activity because they cannot linger too much. This itself will take a very long time for them to cut. Now, for you to help them getting started, we have to make sure that it is going to be an easy task for them. The task here is not about cutting. The task here is about the child developing a satisfaction towards working. So your motive has to be your child is working. So do not give him too challenging things that they cannot do. Right now what I have did it, I have made sure that the lines are very small, unlike wider lines like this. These are very short so that in one snip they can cut it off. There they get the satisfaction of achievement. If you give a longer one, they might have to struggle with 2 or 3 snips, which will not happen in the first go. So this comes maybe after 2 or 3 weeks of practice with shorter ones. Then only the wider one comes. Secondly, very important, the lines, they have to be thick lines. Because if you draw a thin line, it becomes very challenging for the child to, exactly cut along the line. Then they will develop a habit of cutting any which way. We don't want that way. We want them to have control over their movements. Very important, control over movements. All the activities that you've been doing so far, that is folding a napkin or pouring from the cup water or dry pouring, everything was about gaining control. So if you want them to cut along the lines, we have to make sure that the line is thick enough so that the child will ensure that they cut along the thick blue line. Slowly they will come to thinner lines. It's not that they will not come to thinner lines. They will come to thin lines very soon. See, in comparison to that. But right now it is very important that you give them these 3 things. 1, make sure that there is an allowance for holding and they do not hold beyond that. 2, the lines are definitely thick. So use a thicker marker or do 2 or 3 lines with the thin marker. And 3, they have to be thin initially so that they cut off in one snip. You can then progress to wider paper, wider lines, but give time. Let's take about 2 or 3 weeks until they have practiced enough on the thick, shorter lines. Okay, I hope you will have fun doing this. I know you are a little worried whether they might end up cutting, but they will not cut anything wrong. If you are very sure and you are very firm that they will not cut anything else, you will not give them the scissors unless they are asked to do the way it has to be done. They will always listen to you. So please do it. It's a very good exercise for the finger for the fine motor skills. So help them develop that. This will all help them in holding pencil and writing neatly. This is the step towards writing neatly. I hope you will give them the opportunity to do this very often. Thank you, dear parents. See you again in another video. Until then, bye-bye.